Virtual Racing School was developed to provide support to the next generation of sim racers. No matter if you're a rookie or veteran or what car or track you'll be racing, our goal is to provide training every step of the way. We found that iRacing can be quite difficult without proper training. There needed to be a way to prepare for on-track racing. With VRS, you can literally learn from the best sim racers in the world, including four-time NASCAR iRacing World Champion Ray Alfala.
And Ray Alfala is a four-time champion of the NASCAR Pekin Freeze iRacing Series.
Three-time iRacing Grand Prix World Champion Martin Kroenke.
Martin Kroenke becomes a three-time world champion.
Rallycross World Champion Mitchell de Jong.
Mitchell de Jong is now champion for the iRacing Rallycross World Championship Series.
And many other top sim racers. Data packs include everything you need to start learning. Our World Championship coaches create the data packs by setting a hot lap or a series of fast laps for you to compare, analyze, and replicate. Data packs also include a tutorial where the coach points out techniques they use to hit the fast lap. This gives you access to the latest driving techniques and setups before you even hit the track. Sign up for a free account and download the VRS telemetry logger. With this application running seamlessly in the background, your laps automatically start syncing to the VRS website. From there you can analyze and compare two laps of your choice, whether it's your data, the coaches, or your teammates. VRS will automatically target improvement opportunities so you can get up to speed even faster. VRS also makes it easy for you to request and schedule one-on-one or group coaching sessions. These sessions can range from 30 to 90 minutes, and you can select the car, track, and setup combination of your choice. Visit virtualracingschool.com today to sign up and get started.
Hello and welcome to the Apex Racing Academy Formula 3 Virtual Racing School Super Series live on Apex Racing TV. My name is Sam Fitzpatrick. I've got Austin Knight joined alongside me, and we have got Mark Tranter operating the cameras as well. And we're here at Bathurst for the 5th round of this championship. Austin, this is gonna be chaotic, I imagine. Proper narrow around the mountain section, of course very long straights as well around this circuit. It's going to be action packed, it's going to be entertaining for us. Hopefully we avoid too many incidents.
Yeah, too many incidents. They might happen. It is Bathurst, it's tight and twisty, but you know, with all these drivers here, they've been very consistent on the mountain, and you know, when you start a race here, you might get a little bit antsy, but I'm expecting everybody here to take this one a little bit nice and easy, and you know, we shouldn't be seeing the typical Bathurst pile up that we've sometimes seen, but you know, that danger is always around the corner.
Yeah, it sure is. Yeah, particularly after the race starts, could be very problematic. Currently, the drivers are in a 10-minute qualifying session. Those times being posted currently. Will Redford at the top, who I raced against in a Skippy race yesterday, and he dominated at Detroit, beat me by about 45 seconds. I'd never driven the Skippy before, at least not in a race, so that's my excuse. But he was very good, basically, was Will, and he's currently 0.3 of a second faster than Kai Tiago Marto Olsen in third position. We might also have an opportunity to show you the championship points. No one's really had a perfect few rounds as Marto just posts the fastest time there to take pole by a small margin. There is Olsen at the top, Redford with a few race wins. Herbino still very much in the fights, but really everyone down to maybe even Carl Winkler with a chance, because there's been so many problems for so many drivers. It's still very open, still plenty more points on the table. And in the Amateur Championship, it is currently Lennart Schnabel, who's been in a terrific run of form. Won all 3 races at Spa. I think he may have won all 3 races at another round of the championship as well. He's just ahead of Aaron Smith, Jack Reeve, Kostas Melishev. It'll get very complex with the drop rounds as well after this, which might tighten up the field. So yeah, I can't emphasize it enough, Austin. You know, anyone could still win the championship, because we haven't seen anyone dominate so far in either championship. So it's still very much open.
Yeah, absolutely. Nobody's been outstanding in either championships. I know the race format might be a little bit of a factor with the roles reversing, everybody being such on the pace, but also this championship, you know, it's such a tight fight, and, you know, there's been a little chaos here and there, and, you know, that's something that we both have to talk about. The chaos has been pretty high this season, but new year, new resolutions. I feel like some drivers might have rethought their driving style. They're like, I'm gonna try to get in less crashes this year. I feel like we should not see that, but, you know, just like my luck, I probably just cursed everybody. We're going to see a how many cars we got? 40-car pileup in lap 1. So that might happen. If it does, I'll just walk out of this booth.
I mean, yeah, that's going to happen, because that was a dreadful thing to say, Austin, and someone needs to clip that and put it just before the pileup we're about to see. As
and we're going to post it on our
goes to the top. I'll tell you, still with enough time to set one more lap, as long as he's got fuel. Redford, we certainly know, is going for another lap. Purple second sector for Redford. Also purple first sector for Olsen, albeit that was on his previous lap, so there's clearly some more time available for him. He really can hitch up the rest of the sectors. Sandstrom improving, Newman, Smith top of the amateurs at Zuayin moves up to 4th place, albeit 8/10 of a second off the pace. Christensen moves up to 8th place. He is one of the new drivers, a few new drivers. Kimberly Charlie doing his classic thing of joining mid-season. Fantastic to see him back in the series. As we ride on board with Marto, he should cross the line with about 5 seconds to spare to finish his lap. And it does certainly seem like he's got enough time to complete it. In the first sector, Redford was half a tenth faster. Second sector, Redford 1.5 tenths to a second faster. So this lap from Redford is looking extremely strong.
Yeah, it's a very good final sector for Redford. Can he improve on his time? Take snipe pole position? Almost does. Just a slight improvement right there.
Ooh, really bad final sector there. 3/10 slower in the final sector.
Yeah, the final sector really off right there. It was looking really good until that final turns. But Redford, oh, so close to taking pole position from Jack Marteau. You see Marteau right here, doing a little formation, driving with his teammate, who I believe is giving a little bit of tow coming out towards Elba right now. And that run out of Forest Elbow is going to be very crucial on how to get a great time around here and getting a good run heading into, well, the final sector. Gives you a great line, and if you get a car ahead heading into the bend, and booyah, you're down the inside, and you can even hold it around the outside as well. Marto comes across the line.
Still being invalidated.
I don't believe he improved, but I think his teammate that he was towing along did improve right there. But that is qualifying, and Sam's got your grid.
Yes, Olsen just with that late improvement, 2/10 of a second off, but remains in 3rd place. So race 1, 2 25-minute races, of course. Got a few drivers starting from the pits for this event as well in both races. There is Marto at the top, the 2-time defending champion, because he has got some catching up to do in the points after missing round 1 of the season. Then it's Redford, Olsen, Zuayen, Bartolozza, Sandstrom, Rasmussen, Christensen on his first ever Apex Racing League event, Kevin Zwemstra, and Chris Rosenkrantz rounding out the top 10. Then Sven Newman. Aaron Smith is top of the amateurs. Really strong qualifying there for Smith after a few tricky rounds. There's Justin Negretti. Lennart Schnabel's been in great form recently. Stephen Virardi in 15th place. Then it's Christian Engelhardt. That's quite good qualifying actually for Engelhardt there, and up in 16th. Then it's Carl Winkler, who'll be a bit disappointed with that, in 17th. Ross Fowler, Marcel Leclerc, Florian Beer, Jack Reeve, Ricard Boberg, Martin Hansen, who's also in his first ever race. then it's Vyacheslav Potapenko in 24th. Behind him, it's Kostas Malishev. Then it's Bisgard, Moore, Vors, Charney on his return to the series. Roggenbach, Herbino, who'll be very dangerous from back there. One of the championship contenders, remember. Glamsetzer, Hotham, Blaze, Accord, and Nicholson. A few of those drivers, I think Herbino, Blaze, and Nicholson all started with pits. And Herbino has taken to the grid, so maybe he didn't have a late start to serve. Anyway, he's left himself with a lot of work to do down in 31st position. As we are only moments away from the race start. We've just got Blaze and Nicholson starting from the pits, it seems, so we'll be getting underway in just 10 seconds time. And then this 25-minute race at Bathurst will be underway. Top 8, remember, inverted from the race 1 results to form the race 2 grid. So here come the lights then for race 1 of the evening. Marteau versus Redford on the front row of the grid, and we are racing here at Mount Panorama. Lots of wheel spin there for Olsen, who immediately drops down the order behind Zuoyin, but it's a strong start for Marteau. He should have a big enough gap here to fend off from the slipstream from behind, heading into turn 2. Changes behind Rasmussen getting ahead of Sandstrom. Not too many changes really for the entire field, but it will be heading into turn 2 where the action will really kick off. Bartolotta also getting past Olsen, so really poor start there for the championship leader to lose a couple of places, and now Sandstrom having to defend.
Well, we've already started. Rasmussen to the wall.
Into the wall. Will Obon be able to avoid him? He's right on the edge of the track, unfortunately, and he immediately toes back to the pits.
Yeah, Rasmussen lost the back end right there. Cold tires, too much mustard heading into that corner. Luckily, there's room out there, and heading into Forest Elbow, we got a big crash on the outside of the track. Malishev got into another car, and that was Potapenko. He put it around into the wall. Christensen has had an issue as well. Rosencrantz, Newman, and we got cars flying in the air at the top of the track, and it started. Schnabel's just ahead of it. We got a massive parking lot crash right here. Cars are piling on top of each other on the outside of the track, and this is what we didn't want to see. And oh my gosh.
That was the big one.
Mark, I hope you guys have a good broadcast. I'm gonna go.
Blame Austin, everyone. Blame the drivers. Blame Austin. Tricky part of the circuit. You got through turn 2 so well. Everyone was so cautious. But up on that part of the circuit, totally blind for the drivers. And you can see half the field. Thanks, stay back to the pits. I've not seen a bigger wreck on Apex Racing TV for quite a while. Even Hungarian, I think, was smaller than that. As Olsen is trying to come back against Bart. So lots of these guys did manage to get through it all fine. Olsen very slow on the inside there. You've got a lot of wheel spinners. We see the 2 leaders, Marteau just had a Redford. Hopefully we can get a replay of what's on earth happened with all of that. It might have started with Christensen, because Christensen was up in 8th position off the start, and he seemingly got involved in all of that, so it might be a good place to start on that one to try to piece together what happened. As the Jazz do, of course, have a passing car. They'll be able to get back out on circuit, but will be nearly 2 laps down. I'm hoping Austin has returned. He may have been serious there. As we see what happened to Christensen, was he the one who lost? I think he was. Yeah, cold tyres, and then oh wow, and then the wall grabs him. Otherwise, maybe he would have gone to the outside, and then of course it's the cars who immediately hit him who were the ones who started off the crash. I think maybe Rasmussen perhaps could have been one of them. Yeah. A few others, obviously. Although we see it, Newman as well, trying to get involved, and then he's trying to get back away, but by the time that happens, more gyros piling in. Whew. That is, well, it's a good show off of the F3 damage model at least. So back to live pictures, and still Marteau leading the way. We're expecting half of those drivers, or half the field, to re-enter the track. Massive field spin. In fact, we're going to have a very good battle amongst those drivers who did take back, because they'll probably be all leaving the pit lane at pretty much the exact same time, hopefully quite soon, and you can see them starting to pop out now. So fortunately they won't go 2 laps, so hopefully they won't interfere with this lead battle. Bedford gets extremely close heading into the chase there. Zuoyin only 1.6 seconds behind. He is trying to keep tabs with these drivers. Was a little bit slower on lap 1 as Olsen has got past Bartolozzi. He's back up into 4th position. So excellent work there from Tobias Olsen, the Alcatec NHR driver. Started P3, dropped down to P5. He's just got past the Italian right there.
Yeah, he's just got back. Speaking of back, hello. I'm sorry about that. But Redford getting a good slipstream with Thiago Marteau ahead of him. But you know, biggest people benefiting from that, Brian Hawtham, Christopher Herberno, the ones that were starting for the pit lane benefited from that so much. Michael Blythe, Alexander Rogenbach, Christian Glamsetter, some of the biggest movers and benefactors from that massive pileup. I was just watching the replay, and you know, great observation. That was the cold tires at the top of the hill. I thought the wall grabbing them was very weird, but yeah, Bathurst always dangerous, and yeah, 18 cars currently on the lead lap. Everyone else being scored a lap down who's involved in there, and that is from oh my gosh, 19th. We have drivers in the pits who were involved in there. Michael Blythe and Andy Moore. Yeah, it was from 19th all the way to 35th. Yeah, that takes the record for the biggest crash in Apex Racing Academy Formula 3 history. Sorry, Hungaroring, this is the new record holder.
We've got a really good battle amongst those drivers who are currently on their first lap, or second lap of the race, between Winkler, Hansen, Fowler and Kay. That's Hansen just getting past Winkler. Look at this. And all these guys had to take back to the pits, but they've all exited the pits at the same time. Of course, the faster pair doesn't really take any time to take, and Winkler trying to get through these guys. Winkler with a very poor qualifying, down in 18th position. Of course, the defending Apex Racing Academy Formula winning 2.0 champion won that series in very impressive style. Apologies, or was it Styx? Dearie me, I really want to know. I think it was Styx just beating Winkler. Apologies, Carl.
They were part of the same team.
They were on the same team. Of course, Newman was 3rd as well, so it makes it very complex with which course sim racing driver was it. But I think it was Styx who just managed to edge it out. As we see Blaze edging out Roggenbach there up into 14th place. And look at this, side by side between the leaders. And that is Redford up ahead of Marteau, who crucially drops back by a significant margin. That might be out of draft range.
It's still going to be a draft, but that wide line almost spelled disaster for Marteau. But yeah, he's a little bit farther back. He's going to get a small bit of draft right here, but it's not going to be enough to get him immediately on the back of Redford. But you know, that move by Redford is definitely one that will you know, he'll be smiling about.
For more as well, but he seems to have got back onto circuit. I think that was maybe around the chase area, so unfortunately not where the barriers are, as Marteau's going to get held up here. No, to be fair, good work there from the back marker to let him go. Potter Paintco, the next driver. Apologies, this is Rosenkrantz. I always get confused between Rosenkrantz and the other one. Apologies. But here he comes on Potter Paintco. And trying to make this one. Rosenkrantz and Roggenbach. Apologies, that's what I was thinking of. That late on the brakes for Rosenkrantz. He can't get it stopped though. That will be across the grass. Probably a slowdown as well. Definitely will have to give up this position.
Definitely a slowdown. He could defend while doing a little bit of a slowdown, backing up in that corner entry, but I don't think. I think, you know, he's going to have to think a few corners ahead if he wants to stay ahead, but I don't think that slowdown is going to be that big for him, because it was just a small part of the track that he did cut. He's already gave most of that time back, so I believe they're going to be staying, but you know, the car behind him is definitely going to be really nipping at the heels of him. Speaking of nipping at the heels, Carl Winkler and Russell Fowler having a fight. Winkler around the outside, Fowler on the inside. Winkler, though, got a little bit loose. Fowler off the exit right ahead of Carl Winkler. Great view for the wings. Now Fowler cutting ahead, a little bit of a lockup from Martin Hansen, and Hansen gets into the wall, and it's going to be Fowler and Winkler around the outside.
Oh, into the wall, almost goes Winkler there. The track really slips away from me there, but I did well and truly grab in a kind of physics-defying manner earlier on, but even the tarmac can help you drag out to the wall there, and quite Winkler nearly fell for that one. Hansen just making that mistake. Will be lucky not to have picked up any damage there, as Winkler's locking up the tyres. Like they've actually got the front runners coming around that region, because here is P3, who's been caught by Olsen. So Olsen with a pretty good pace. Suayan just struggling on that last lap, I believe, or maybe it's this lap he lost half a second in sector 2, so a bit of a mistake for him seemingly. He's got the draft from Ricard ahead, fortunately enough for him. This is Ricard Boberg we're currently riding on board with, but Suayan, I can't feel this is inevitable as he tries to cut across there on Olsen.
Right here. These two are going to be very aggressive this side by side. They're 3 wide for a moment right now, looking down to the inside of the bend. It's a big set. Oh, he backed off at the last opportunity. But Panapenko thinking very heads up about that. Actually, that is not who I think it is.
Well, the change for the amateurs.
Yeah, that's P3 and 4. It's a lap guard.
Yeah,
We
just
were riding on
jumping,
board of a lap guard seeing that opportunity. So this is such interesting, because half the field's on the lead lap, half the field's a lap down. They're all mixed in with each other. Oh, and with the laps cars, you know, some of them might be helping out, and some of them might be in a fight, and in front of the leaders. And you know, it's not like a multi-class situation where some of them had a bad qualifying position, but you know, the race pace have been pretty good. And then, you know, with the laps cars being ahead, they're going to just be like, I'm not going to lap down to you. And you know, we might see some more incidents pop up like that in the future. But yeah, very, very interesting situations. Also interesting situation to see the setups that people have. I see Aaron Smith and Schnabel with that higher downforce wing setting, and then the car behind him, I believe that might be Herbino. Herbino's running that lower downforce rear wing setting.
Yeah, I'm sure anyone who's ever watched any motorsport in their life will know what that means. Herbino will be better at overtaking. When it comes to the straights as well, he's catching through the corners anyway. Smith and Schnabel swapping positions a few times. Seems like Smith initially got past Schnabel on that last lap, but Schnabel was able to come back against him. But Herbino could get the pair of them here. He's going to get the fantastic slingshot behind Schnabel here. He seems to have dropped back a little bit, as Olsen with a bit of a mistake. I think he's let lots of go, as here comes Herbino. Just that pace of that F3 car is way too much, and he'll be comfortably ahead heading into the chase.
Yeah, it looked like he was going for a gap that wasn't there, but Schnabel saw that he was on the outside. He let Herbino by on the left, and Herbino gains 1 spot on the straightaway, and he's back behind Aaron Smith, back up to our fight for 4th place. Max Bartolona getting his nose chopped by Tobias Olsen. Heading into turn 1, both of these drivers are trying to chase down Zoed, Marteau, and Redford. And you can see they're in a sea of F3 traffic right now.
Yeah, so that was Olsen retaking that position then against Bart Slotzer. So it's, what is it, 9/10 of a second behind Zoyan. Maybe Zoyan kind of just holding him up there, dropping him back into Bart Slotzer there, but Bart Slotzer couldn't make the mistake. Olsen will be disappointed. He was only 2/10 off pole, and he's a long way off the front runners. Herbino just gets past Smith, so that's kind of what we expected up into 8th position now. It's the Belgian driver still making this for the amateur lead. Currently third place out of the amateurs, starting third into 13th. He was one of those drivers that you highlighted earlier on, Austin. It's one of the big gainers off the restart, managed to get through the humongous wreck that we had, which took out half the field. Quick shout out, by the way, to Apex Racing Academy, one of the sponsors for the series, one of the title sponsors for this series. Apex Racing Academy offering 29 data packs, including for this F3 car, and those data packs including track guides, setups, and one-on-one coaching, group coaching as well. Some of the best drivers on iRacing there, setup sync technologies. It's also super easy to use. It downloads all the setups into your file directory without you having to do anything. So you can pop into a practice session, and immediately the setups will be all there for you, ready for you to use. So do make sure to check out apexracingac.com. There's a link in the description below to head to their website. As Olsen, after dropping back for a moment, right back with Zuma.
Yeah. Zoyan and Olsen. You know, Olsen, once again, he was looking down the inside. Always threatening for a move is Olsen. And this was a Format A in the Apex Racing Academy. This would be the last lap, but we got 25 minutes scheduled for today. And I feel like the 2 race starts will be about the amount that people would want from this track today, because 3, I think, we'll be seeing 3 heart attacks at the top of the mountain. But they are approaching the 273. That is Russell Fowler ahead of them, and this could be opportunistic for Olsen, as there's Fowler sitting on the outside of Olsen right on that gearbox. He's dancing. Oh, he was looking out on the outside right there. He could get a great run right now through Skyline. They both go up really against the wall. This is a spot where you don't really want to make an opportunistic move right here, because there's no room for error right now. And he backs off just slightly as they head into the Dipper. And just look how close these 2 cars are following for 3rd place. Olsen and Zoyan. Zoyan, the Canadian, ahead of the Swedish driver Tobias Olsen, and they are locked in on each other. Olsen in that draft, and he's going to be looking to get that slingshot. You can see the small amount of weaving, okay, the large amount of weaving that both these drivers are doing, trying to find the clean air. This is insanity right now. But there is the defensive line from Zoyan, taking that inside line, going to transfer to the outside line right there. Olsen down to the inside now, heading into the bend. And it's Zoyan around the outside. Olsen going over the curve. They're still going to be side by side right now. Heading into the final quarter, still side by side. Olsen, Zoyan, side by side. Still the Alcatech car. Big set right there. Has a little bit of a stall mid corner. And it's going to be Tobias Olsen taking 3rd place.
I like how close Barcelona now is, the 147 right with these drivers all of a sudden. Olsen seemingly losing control of the car slightly on corner entry, but he managed to get it to the apex at least, and for Zoyan to back out of the overtake. Redford and Marteau, by the way, just looking at the screen, just both set identical lap times, at least to the 100th of a second. That's the fastest lap of the race. They are absolutely pelting it round on the top 2, and are now 9 seconds clear of this entertaining battle for 3rd, 4th and 5th, albeit Olsen, it's like he's demonstrated in qualifying and this race so far, should be able to pull away from here on in, should be able to drop Zoyan. But Barcelona will be very close. And Nicholas Webster as well, catching up to these guys, only 1.5 seconds behind now. Smith, by the way, still leading in the amateurs, 7/10 of a second ahead of Schnabel, gradually opening up that gap, 4/10 faster on the last lap. And by the way, thanks to the Zambia supporters, of course, supporting Kamrali Chani. Always great to see you guys in the YouTube chat. So currently Chani is in 28th place. He was involved in that lap 1 wreck, unfortunately, but hopefully we'll do a bit better.
Yeah, a few of these drivers are definitely looking forward to race 2 right now. I can definitely guarantee. Ooh, okay, I should never say guarantee that it might be cleaner, as I feel like I'm on one of these drivers' hit lists after this. And I can tell you that that will be highlighted and put it on iRacing. Oh no, Bartolotta's had an incident. That is him around at the exit of the bend. It looks like he got into the grass off the exit. The back end caught him. And here he is trying to make the move on the 123 of Zoyan. He gets him to this big Senderuni, and he just dipped the wheel in the grass. That is such a minimum dip. And you know, unfortunately, it goes around right there, and he's dropped down to 7th. He's in a bit of a situation right there. That's Herberto right behind him, and that is, I believe, a lap car. This is 224 ahead of him, Potapenko, and Potapenko was one of the cars that was actually in the crash before the major crash ahead of him. There are a multitude of crashes on the top of the hill, so not all of the. Oh my gosh!
Wow. Was Herbino in that way? He was.
That was
Gosh, so
Herbino.
Herbino was going to get reversed grid pole. Remember, one of the championship contenders. But that car was obliterated there. Here he was going up the inside of Potapenko.
Oh, he
hasn't backed out of it, and it's too narrow.
Potapenko just got sent to the shadow realm. He just disappeared.
He's literally exploded right there. Like he's dissipated.
Can we get that in slow motion?
I won't get an onboard.
Yeah, can I get an onboard slow motion of Potapenko?
Because like literally that car is no more.
It exploded. It's just gone.
Yeah, it's dissipated. I mean, I don't think that was physically possible. But I mean, first we've had the grabbing wall, and now we've had remarkable destruction. Here we go. The car just disappears here. I mean, the camera won't work either.
Here we go. All right, slow motion onboard of Potapenko. We got Herbino on his inside end. I'm guessing he just turned in, and Herbino just didn't see him there. It's on his side, and then bam.
Gone. That's it.
Well, if you want to know how to enter the fifth dimension, that's how you do it.
I would really like iRacing to map, you know, the externalities of, or the peripheries of these tracks where you can crash into an external tree. I mean, it's a very important part here at Bathurst to be able to go over the valley. Unfortunately, I haven't modeled that, but yeah, it would be on my wish list. By the way, there's no battles within a second of one another, so we didn't waste any time with that one. Everyone's quite spread out right now. You can see 1.6 seconds is the gap out in the lead.
Leonard Schnabel in 9th place. He's in a little bit of a battle. He is in the only battle out on track right now. He is currently, I believe, following Aaron Smith.
Yeah, that gap kind of just gradually extended. It seems to be like a 10th of a second a lap, and that last lap 2/10 of a second. Schnabel gradually falling out of the draft range, which is quite powerful around this track because even around this part of the circuit, it's all flat in the F3 car, and so you can actually use it to kind of drag up to the car ahead. So much kind of downforce to power ratio in these cars, that corners that would ordinarily be corners are instead into just flat out sections in this.
Yeah, and Aaron Smith, the car ahead, Schnabel, currently sitting in reverse grade pole. That's a big lock by Schnabel heading into Force Elbow. Such a tricky corner to get right. You're putting so much pressure on the brakes there. You're going downhill to left-hander too. It's almost uncommon to see a car not locking up there.
Yeah, it's one of the classic ones. I kind of think of Bahrain turn 8 or something.
Oh, turns 9 and 10, the double left-hander.
Yeah, just every time. But you know, that's on different simulators. Then iRacing though, it would be great to have Bahrain added. Max Bartolota has had an incident again, but it just looks like an off track this time. And I see the tire marks right there on the outside of turn 1. Just looks like he just missed the corner right there and avoiding the wall, but he might have a little bit of damage. If we go on board Bartolota right now, yeah, that car's fine. Yeah, he doesn't want to give up reverse grid front row. He could certainly win from that position, could pass off space. It was 26 seconds off of a huge field separation as we've got Engelhardt catching up to Charney. And I'm sure many of our YouTube viewers will be excited about this one because Charney is trying to hold on, but Engelhardt way more pace around the outside. He has to get on the marbles. That's an excellent move there from the German driver. He qualified very well, up in 16th position actually, did Engelhardt. It was one of his better qualifiers. Unfortunately was involved in that wreck, but he is up to 26th place. Out of the drivers who were involved in the wreck, or in the main wreck, I think, Rasmussen is currently leading. He was one of the front cars who got involved. There was also Manishev and Bisgard, and also Blaze, who picked up fast repairs, but I don't think they're involved in that crash. But yeah, Rasmussen leading that one, I think more in second place with Rose repairs in third. So I don't know if we could maybe give them their own awards
best recovery
for that one.
Best recovery.
Yeah. Oh, here comes, but maybe Buzz also does have dash because look at this. He's being overtaken with ease by Smith.
I'm not sure where that pace has gone for. I don't see anything wrong on that car.
I think he's got steering damage.
Does he have steering damage? It doesn't look like it. It looked like he was doing just fine, but
That seems alright, doesn't it?
yeah,
He's very slow though.
he might
Schnabel's
have
not
a
gonna get
little
past
bit of floor damage going on or something. I didn't get a good look at the right side of the floor. We can really tell if somebody does have floor damage if the floor is involved bent. But he falls down to dive right in front of us, a spin! And it's a big traffic jam right there, right behind him at the exit of turn 1. White flag is in the air, by the way. Oh my gosh, this looks like a Sunday afternoon highway right now. Everybody's fighting for position and track position as well. And it's also the fight for 9th between Bartolota and Schnabel. But Schnabel's got to get through a few of these cars. But yeah, Bartolota, I think he escaped a bullet right there if he finishes in 8th place.
Oh, I'm not sure if he'll hold on though. He's fortunately got 2 cars. Herbino just passing Boberg there. I think that was why they were quite so competitive. Now Herbino is trying to get past, but it's not worth it.
I would say you let Herbino by. Herbino's really faster than you, and you would let him by. It would hold you up less a little bit, and you might escape without getting into an incident with Herbino. As Will Redford, well, didn't look back for the start. Him and Marteau starting on the front row. They swapped places, and they're going to be finishing in 1-2 as Will Redford takes race number 1 here at Bathurst with Tiago Marteau right behind him. A little bit of a smoke show across the start line as they get to relax a little bit. Tobias Olsen, 10 seconds back, comes home in 3rd, followed by Zoyan in 4th, Slemstra in 5th. And here's the battle for 8th place. Schnabel closing in on Bartolota. There's Bartolota still ahead of the 119. And it's not going to be there for Bartolota. It is going to be reverse grade pole. It's an amateur race win by Aaron Smith. Max Bartolota gets race number 2 pole position with that 8th place. He escapes the almost carnage that he got himself into. Verde finishes in 10th place. Schnabel finishes in 9th. Mickey Blyas started from the pit lane, avoided the chaos, and the 299 is, well, I'm going to have to say, cemented into a 13th place right here. And he'll be very happy about that one, and he'll be starting 13th. And around 13th, it was 7th and back where that incident really affected everybody. So if you're 7th and back heading into race number 2, what's going through your head?
Well, it seemed like everyone was very patient on the first couple of corners.
It just takes one car, though. It just takes one car.
Absolutely. And that's what we saw at Hungarian as well, where one car lost it on the exit of turn 2, and then...
Well, he was in a fight as well with somebody else, and they understeered into him, and, that one, it took 2 cars, but here, it only takes 1 car, cold tires. We saw it at Griffin's Bend. Force elbow, we saw it as well, but it was just after force elbow on that uphill where the track drops away. Alexander Rogbuk has lost a wheel and is going to 3-wheel it across the line. He wins the Tricycle Award.
Well, fortunately, I think he was one of the last drivers who was only 1 lap down. So, he had no one to catch him, basically, I think.
Yeah.
So he'll be fortunate about that one. Didn't actually do too bad in the end.
Yeah, he did pretty
congrats to Alex, considering that tire predicament.
This grid is so messed up. I've just looked at it.
We'll see.
This race is going to be pretty chaotic, I can already say, and I'm not going to make any predictions, but here are your race 1 results. Will Redford takes the win, followed by Tiago Marteau, Tobias Olsen, Georgie Zoya, Kevin Swenster, Jesper Sandstrom, Aaron Smith, and Max Bartolota will be starting on your front row for race number 2. They're followed by Leonard Schnabel, Stephen Verde, Christian Glamsetter, Brian Hoffman, Mickey Blyas, Kostaf Malashev, Nicholas Rasmussen, Mads Bisgaard, Alexander Rolgenbuck, Andy Moore in 8th place. 18th. They're followed by Chris Rosenkrantz, Russ Fowler, Martin Hansen, Christopher Herbano, Rickard Bobber, Carl Winkler, Brian Forrest, Christian Engelhart, Marcel Leclerc, Brett Accord, Oscar Christensen, Valeshev, Potapenko, Sven Newman, Nathan Nicholson, Justin Negret, Jack Reeve, and Florian Beer, who didn't take the start, actually. So the 35 cars finishing that race. And, oh my gosh.
Yeah. We hope that it's a bit cleaner in race 2. I think we might be able to go to an advertisement break for one of our sponsors. So we'll be back with you in just a moment here on Apex Racing TV. Welcome back to the Apex Racing Academy Formula 3 Virtual Racing School Super Series live on Apex Racing TV. Once again, my name is Sam Fitzpatrick. Once again, alongside me is Austin Knight, Mark Chancer, delivering this broadcast for you. And we are just prepping for race 2 of the evening, another 25-minute race where the top 8 from race 1 results are inverted to form the race 2 grid. Yeah, we just got a few moments here, Austin. Only top 8, of course, reversed for this, such as the A race format. Do you think that'll be enough time to see the top 2 from race 1 move through the order? Because it seemed like they were very dominant, they had a decent pace advantage. Or do you think the likes of Smith and Bartolozzi could hold out in the front?
I cursed the entire field last time you asked a question like this. I am not providing my opinion to save myself. My lawyers have told me.
Well, if you want someone to win, go back someone who is that you don't want to win, and then you got it. I mean, if you're a Bartolozzi fan, then
My
just
lawyers,
say,
my lawyers have advised me to stay quiet about this topic.
Well, this is going to be a fantastic commentary with Austin legally bound not to say anything. Always a fantastic characteristic of a commentator right there. So this one's going to be a lot of fun as the drivers.
For my safety, I'm not allowed to say any predictions.
Here we go. So, yep. Well, maybe I'll just make all the predictions. I think Olsen's going to win this one. So here we go. There you go. I said it. Bartolozzi on pole, Smith, Sandstrom, Zwemstra, Zuayen, Olsen, Marteau, and Redford the top of the field. I don't think Beer's going to take the grid, so we should have the full Oh no, Beer is taking the grid. Excellent. Great to see Florian out there. So we will have 36 drivers on the grid. I'm just saying if anyone's got 2 pit lane starts, I think Nicholson will be starting from the pit lane once again this one. So we will have the full 2-minute gridding up process. As the driver's just at the back getting onto the grid. I mean, just looking at that, you know, field, Christensen, Neiman, Nicholson, I mean, that's incredibly strong fields at the back of the order, Austin. Do you think they can allow themselves some fun moving up through the order, or will we still be furious after race?
They're going to be pushing up through the grid like a few Mad Dogs, but, you know, we're going to see what's going on. 5 red lights and green, green, green. Away we go here at Bathurst.
Strong start for Bartolozzi there to move ahead, move clear of Smith. Swimster going alongside Zoyan at the moment, but just about keeping that position there in P4 as they all get the draft from one another. Seems to be a bit of a divide there between P3 and P4. As also Marte and Redford tries to move up the order. Got a few cars spun at turn 1. They're super close in this pack of 5. Sandstrom just moving past Smith. Swimster still holding on to 4th place, but that is Olsen with a fantastic start. He's up a few places. Also Redford moving through, and Marte falling back seemingly down into 8th place. So he'll be gutted with that one. Really needs to be making progress through the order, not moving backwards. And Zuayin, a huge loss out of that one as well, down 6 places into 11th place as we see the corner where all the problems were happened earlier on, as we've got slaloming about at the moment with drivers hitting the wall and trying to get back on their way. I think Urbano range, that one maybe Hansen and Fowler coming very close to contact. Urbano with a decent start, but it's Bartolozzi who leads half lap in.
Bartolozzi leading out the race. Smith falling down to 3rd. Olsen right behind him in 4th. Marteau still in 7th place. Schnabel in 8th place. Olsen up there. Your prediction up there into 4th place. As everybody is... Oh, Alexander Roggenberg has had a little bit of an issue, but a far cleaner start to this race than what we had in race number 1.
Comes the low drag. Olsen past Smith. He was a long way behind, but and we've got the spin around. The spins around. That's the guy they had once earlier on, and now Redford is off the track as well. We had a couple of cars off. I think Zwemstra may have gone with him there. They both lost a lot of time. Look at Marte. He stormed up into 3rd place. He had a really poor start, Marte, but he's gained about 4 places there. They're doing absolutely nothing but staying on the circuit. Sandstrom in 4th. Smith keeps 2nd place, but Olsen with a huge advantage right now, just what he needed after that 3rd place in race 1.
Oh my gosh, that is such an unfortunate incident right there. Unless you're Tobias Olsen or Smith, who benefited from that immensely.
Yeah, Bartolozzi, to be fair, in race 1, he spun when kind of in contact with another driver, but this time he was all by himself. Oh wow, he lost it very early on, still the tyres warming up, I imagine, and kind of all by himself. I think it was Sandstrom who went off the track, maybe a bit distracted, but I don't think he can really blame Bartolozzi too much. I think maybe Redford as well had to take a race but shame for Redford, he's back up into 4th place, but Olsen now 1.6 seconds ahead. By the way, thanks to everyone who's tuned in. Really good viewing figures. Over 50 of you watching along. Many thanks. Of course, do make sure to subscribe to the channel and leave a like on this video. We super appreciate it. As Marteau is really out of shape there, and he's going to lose the position at Forest Elbow. Now he's got a very low drag, so these guys may stay alongside. Look how they'll catch up to Smith probably by the time they hit the end of the straight.
Marteau has to draft the Smith right ahead of him, so he's not going to lose that much ground from Redford, and I think Redford is actually not going to get that far ahead. He just comes across the nose ahead of Marteau, and very aggressive defending, and also right behind Sandstrom gets a good jump on Swenstra. Right behind him, and Marteau falls down into 4th place. Redford jumps up into 3rd. Now he's on the back of Smith, and Smith doing a great job up there in 2nd place with Tobias Olsen way up there in the lead. Nobody, well, it seems like he really lucked out from that incident as he sets down the fastest lap of the race, and he's not being pressured by the cars at him at all. And this might be a good race for him currently, as Herbino stuck behind a few cars right now. Will Redford gets past Aaron Smith in second place. Up, yep, there that is. Redford going down to the inside. Smith holding on to the outside. Marteau unable to get past Aaron Smith. Aaron Smith in that higher downforce configuration will be a lot slower down the straightaways. Bartolotto has hung around the outside right there. Had cars inside. I think he might have picked up wing damage from that little tap, but he sends one down to the inside. And he's made it work right there on Nicholas Rasmussen to Herbino. Also picking up a spot as well off the exit.
Yeah, I remember Bartolotto and Herbino were basically racing one another on the last lap of lap 1, but back then there was 1 or 2 laps difference between the two of them because of Bartolotto's tow back to the pits. This time it is well and truly for position. Herbino looks very quick and could well be able to get past. Herbino was doing fairly well in race 1. I don't think he got involved in the lap 1 wreck, but I got involved in a crash later on. That denied him probably a reverse grid position. Sandstra, who's been overtaken a few times. Next up is Wemstra. Now these guys are fairly evenly matched, I think, as Marteau just ahead gets past him, and that's totally what we expected. This one's a little bit more competitive, but Wemstra with the open speed, he gets past, he cuts across. That was very risky there, he's very fortunate.
Oh, he's cut the track though, he's off the track now.
Circuit off the circuit on both sides there, outside then the inside, and he loses a position to Schnabel as well.
Now there's another car in the background as Zoyan heads into the pit lane. And, oh, that's strange to see that happening right there. As side by side, Rasmussen is with Bartolota. As these two have been swapping spots with each other. I think Max might have gone on track as well. Very exciting race. Schnabel and Zlemstra fighting side by side. And oh, in the background, somebody is completely backwards off the exit of turn 1. I'm not sure.
It was very stylish, though.
It was a nice. It was a nice spin.
Winkler up 6 places. He's just got past Bisgaard, seemingly one of the many. I've seen many Norwegians. No, sorry, Danish. Doing me. Not too many Danish drivers out on the track, but there's a few of them. The reason why I'm thinking that is because Hansen's a new driver, and he is from the country of Denmark himself, so great to see him in the series. Unfortunately, he is coming down 3rd and 4th place as Hansen, so not having a good time. But Bogardi has crashed, and he's towed back to the pit, so that must have been heading down the mountain, and, well, it's easy to predict what's happened.
There's a lot of
here.
smoke right here into the dipper, so I'm guessing it was right there, and I think he just might have got shadow round or just towed out immediately and thought about everybody else on track, said I'll just take the tow and not wait at that point. And you know what, it's pretty it's very iRacing common knowledge when you get spotted the dipper, just tow immediately and hope nobody else hits you.
Herbino up ahead of Rosenkrantz, so he's back up to 8th place. That's as far as he got up in race 1 before his incident. So he is back up to 8th place again, and he could certainly catch up, maybe even to Smith. These 25-minute races do sometimes go on deceivingly long and short for Herbino. They can't go on long enough, but you can see how fast he was in that last lap despite having to overtake. We'll see him get fairly close to the point. Well, probably won't be close to the podium place. Top 3 look very dominant, but 4th place impossible for the Belgian driver.
Here's a replay of Virati. Virati heading down to dip. Yep, exactly. Right there. That's a big crack. Where did that wing go? Pretty sure the wings aren't supposed to fly off like that, but yeah, that's an unfortunate incident. Wheels off, wings off, instant tow right there. And got out of the way of everybody. If he's standing right there, I'm pretty sure everybody would have avoided him too. It just would have been impossible for him to get back to the pit lane, so had to tow. Yeah, doubt with the damage on those rear tires, it would have been able to get any drive
away from that scenario. So yeah, certainly good decision. Winkler moves up to 16th. Nemo just got past Fowler, so he is making some progress. It's the bright green car, at least on my screen. I may have gone down in things. And anyway, it looks very cool anyway on my screen. Not complaining. Glam Setter, as he hit the wall, he seems to be off the track, which is near on impossible on this part of the track. But maybe it's Forest Elbow he's reached the grass. He's still trying to get away.
Oh, there he is.
He is trying to get away. So he must have lost it on the brakes, but hasn't hit the wall somehow.
No, he's in the wall. He's definitely in the wall right there. And he's just parked up against there, and he was just letting everyone by. We'll get a replay of that pretty soon. As this is Bisgard in the draft of the 111 of Sven Newman. Sven looking down the inside. Well, defending down to the inside. Bisgard just staying behind him right there. But, oh, that is a unfortunate Christian Glamsater, who is back up and moving now. But he's lost an entire heat load on track from that mistake. And he's gone to the pit lane, so he does have a lot of damage, and this is what happened right here. Heading to Forest Elbow right now, onto the brakes. Oh, the car just got light, went around, boom. That's steering damage into the wall. Then he's going to try to get it back, and then he sees everybody coming, and he's just waiting for that relative to give him a window to get back out on their track. Smart driving by Glamsetter, you know, making the mistake and then just waiting, letting everyone else by and not risking their race and your race just because you want to get a faster line into the pit lane.
Still 4 more rounds to go of the championship after this, so, and like I was saying off the top of the broadcast, plenty of points available. However, for those viewers who didn't catch the first 3 rounds of the championship, Marteau missed round 1 of the season, been playing catch-up ever since. He really could do with a race win here after not being able to take the race win in race 1. And, well, this is his first mission, tries to get past Redford. He was extremely quick on that last lap, Marteau. He looks quick enough to catch up to Olsen, perhaps, and seemingly Redford just lets him go, and they're going to work together to try to catch him up to the race leader. So keep your eyes on the time tower. But that's Wemstrom just getting ahead on Sandstrom as well. There's also an epic battle behind Carl Winkler right now. Winkler now to 14th place. He's ahead of Blaze, and I think there's about 6 cars which follow there. They go over the crest, or the side a little bit further back. There goes Newman trying to follow through. His teammate actually just up the road, and Newman moves to 16th. That was a move on Gus Fowler.
Yeah, easy move by Sven Newman right there. He had the overspeed on Fowler made already. And now his sights are set on the amateur driver of Blythe ahead of him. Back to our fight for second. You see Marteau and Redford nose to tail right now. Redford is on that gearbox and right ahead of him, the 191. That's Tobias Olsen, our race leader. And these two have sprinted him down in what looked like it was a race for Olsen and a half from the start of the race with a 4-second gap at the end of lap 2, I believe. It is now a race to the end, and Olsen needs to, be very consistent. Hopefully, they start fighting each other behind him. We're also going to have a 3-car fight for the race win. And oh, Olsen, did he scrape the wall right there? I saw a little bit of sparks. On my screen, at least. I saw a little bit of sparks flying up. It might have just been netcody sparky warkies, but very tense situation for Olsen. He's got a lap guard ahead of him too. That's going to be giving him draft. And Marteau and Redford 1.2 seconds behind, and that gap is falling down.
This is Hansen that he's moving past, just to make sure that Hansen knows that he's there. Could be absolutely dreadful to pass around that part of the track if the other driver turns over, because we had a problem with Potter Pinko in race 1. In a similar scenario. That is Smith. That's Smith just past Sandstrom. Right there, I think he has done.
The Sandstrom might have damage. Swenstra, they swapped places. Big hit by Rasmussen on the side of Rosenkrantz. And that's forced Rasmussen off the track right there. He turned in on him, and they make contact. Sven Newman side by side, makes that move easily. Going to be closing it down, but yeah, I'm not sure what's happened right there with Sandstrom.
Was that force nearly into the back of Fowler?
Yes, it was.
Has really had cars surrounding him from the start. You can see how close everyone is, really from Manishev in 13th place down to Negretti in 19th place, a mixture of pro and as, but of course points being scored for the overall position, so everyone racing one another. They want to get those positions by each position around this region, counting for 1 extra point. As storming around the outside, lots of speed there for the 227, but he wasn't quite able to get past, and of course around this part going to be very tricky to overtake. I'll take this opportunity where we shouldn't have any overtakes to thanks SDK Gaming, one of the sponsors for this series. SDK Gaming, of course, providing our overlay, which has super customization abilities. You can make it look like this Formula 1 overlay. Of course, you can use 3.5 overlay. You can use the NASCAR one, the ticker, and also the timing tower version as well. So lots of different options, and of course you can customize it however you want it as well. So do check out SDK Gaming, where you can also of course get a heads-up display and live timing. Running on board with Brian Force, and Blaze is kind of falling into the clutches of these guys. He hasn't got the same pace, and well, this could be 3 wide.
Another one as well, heading into the dipper. Blaze, big lockup. That's allowed Fowler to gain a lot of speed on him. You see Fowler right into that gearbox, dips down to the inside. Here comes Brian Force. Force is getting a great run. Is he going to try to send this 3 wide? He backs out of it, but he could have done it. Down the inside right there. 3 wide would be not beneficial, as you can see Blyce making his move right there. Goes, runs wide, and right into Force, pitchforked up into the air and into the wall. Other cars involved in that as well. Blyce looks like he is. Oh, I am not sure if Blyce is okay after that one, but oh my gosh.
Oh, yeah, this is gonna be cool. Whatever on board we view this from, it's gonna be very good.
Well, you see Mickey Blyce, he was carrying a head load of steam into there. Gets onto, oh, he's hit that inside curve, came back onto the track, stayed to the right side, and bam! Yeah, that's an Italian rear wing right there. That thing is being stayed on by duct tape currently. He will need to head into the pit lane, and you know, he's going to be struggling with that in lap. This is on board of Brian Force. He saw he went wide. He was like, okay, he's going to come back on track, stayed right, boom! Oh my gosh, nowhere to go. He's made up his mind that he's going to stay right, and you know, Mickey Blyce tried to stay right as well. Brian Force didn't know where he was going to go end up, and well, he unfortunately ended up in the well, tire wall. Back to Marteau and Redford. They have fallen back from Olsen just slightly. It was 1.5 seconds. It's back to 1.5 seconds, but it was up to 1.8 seconds. Big slide by Redford into the final corner. He's getting a bit antsy behind Marteau. Is that a little bit of a sign that his tires are starting to go, and that Marteau is pushing Redford to his limits right now, trying to catch Tobias Olsen?
Well, Olsen was pulling away. I think he pointed it out how the gap moved up, but then Marteau managed to gain 0.35 in the final sector, which I think is basically the chase, and then also the final corner. So that was quite a big time loss there, as Zuayen just moves up to 21st place. But yeah, it seemed like they were kind of stalling up that. A little bit of a gain at the end of the previous set would have given them some hope, but still Marteau and Redford need a little bit extra. I wonder if Redford is regretting not defending against Marteau a bit more, because I think he kind of let Marteau go in the hopes that Marteau could drag them up, but that didn't quite turn up. And I think the British driver may have had more pace after all. Smith gets super close. Seemingly Sandstrom, whatever kind of injuries he had, he seemed to lose pace for a few laps. He seems to be back with it. He's right with Smith and Herbino right with these drivers. I thought Herbino might get P4. I don't think he's going to catch up to Zwemstra from here, but he can certainly get P5.
And Aerosmith is doing a fantastic job right now. currently sitting in 5th place, doing a beautiful job of just staying up there and holding his own against most of the field right now. Sandstrom, Herbino, and everybody else is behind Aaron Smith. And Aaron Smith, you know, even if that higher downforce is just a rocket through the mountain section. And here is Redford and Marteau. Redford around the outside. Marteau clipping that inside curve. Almost makes contact. But Will Redford around the outside. And, you know, if you're Olsen, you're probably nodding your head like, yes, continue to fight behind me. This is Marteau's teammate, Christopher Herbino, sitting in 6th place behind of Sandstrom. And, you know, they've gotten past Aaron Smith now in the fight for 5th place.
Yeah, it's
5 minutes left here in Bathurst.
Yeah, it's always something that you got to consider with the raceability of the car, and simply Smith's car is not raceable. It's too slow down the straights, and you know you're at an absolute sitting duck. Not saying it's the bad decision, because he's been at an excellent pace, of course. And of course, if you can hold on to the car as well, it can advance you, and of course maybe it's even faster than if he was on low downforce. As there goes Herbino, he's past Sandstrom, he's up into 5th position now. Excellent recovery here from Herbino. It's up 17 places from his race start. Really unlucky not to get near the front for this race to start, but since then he has been in very impressive form. He's got 4 seconds to catch up to Zwemstra, and that's not going to happen even for a guy of Herbino's pace, because Zwemstra's got excellent pace at the moment out there in 4th position. But yeah, really good effort from the Belgian to limit his damage, as Bartolozza, yeah, was that a hit with the wall? He seems to still be going very quick, but wow, that was close. As he's up the inside,
that is a dangerous move.
What's a move?
Beautiful move by Bartolozza after scraping the wall and escaping from it. Gets a amazing run down to the inside and sends one into the dipper, and you rarely see a move like that. And, well, Max Bartolozza definitely sending it to the max right now within the crunch times of this race. He's going for that top 5, and he's going to chase down Herbino and Zwemstra ahead of him. To Will Redford, who is pulling a gap to Marteau behind him. 1.4 seconds to Olsen ahead of him. And he is just getting a sniff of that draft down the straightaway. New personal fastest lap for Redford. We got 3/10 faster than Tobias Olsen ahead of him.
Yeah, keep up that, and he might. We've got 3 more laps to go. No, it's only 2 more laps.
It's 2 laps. We got 3 minutes.
Yeah, I think maybe he'll be 1 lap short, because, as you say, he's starting to get into the draft range now. He was excellent through Sector 4, so the fastest Sector 4 of anyone. I don't really know where that is. It's somewhere around the mountain, I think. But he's at a purple Sector 4. Griffin's Bend, okay. And, yeah, but,
wait, no,
yeah, the rest of the lap was pretty good as well. Game 3/10. Yeah, yeah, I think you might be right. Yeah, 0.5% faster Sector 1, 0.2 faster Sector 2. That is a really good effort there. Sector 3, I don't think they've crossed yet, but he is catching.
He is definitely catching an onboard shot of Redford right now. It'd be beautiful as he is known to fly through here, as Will Redford using all the track and everything. And this is going to be a beautiful last lap charge by Will Redford, trying to go for 2 wins in a row here at Bathurst. 1 second, he is in the draft, and he is on the charge. Well, he's on the chase right now as they fly through the chase, heading into the bend.
No one could hear that, but our producer just laughing at that attempted joke from Austin, and I emphasised the word attempted right there.
Well, Sam, you didn't think of it, so someone is going to do it.
Sorry, Austin. I'm not the one to judge, I must say, as the gap is well and truly below a second
now.
Wow, what a lap that is! 57.5. Oh, well, he's going to have 1 chance, isn't he, into the chase? Oh, that's a little bit messy coming out of turn 1. Maybe that will cost him a little bit of time down the straight. That draft not making too much of an impact. I'm sure it is helping him a bit, but he has got to nail this mountain to be anywhere close enough coming out of Forest Open.
Yeah, got to really get that mountain nailed down. It's going to be the lap of dreams right now for Redford, and Olsen will really have to be just on his wits right now. Just continue doing what he does and not make mistakes right there. Don't go a little bit wide or anything, because this is a fantastic race in the final lap of the race right now. They head up into Skyline. Will Redford close down 4/10 so far in this final lap as they are at the top of the mountain, and now it's time to go all the way down again. One last time, a little bit of sparks flying out from Olsen's car as he might have scraped the wall once more. Half a second separates them right now. Will Redford, he's got the red mist on him, and he's definitely looking for a last lap charge. Half a second, that draft is definitely going to help him. We're going to get a fantastic finish right now. Half a second, he's got the better exit. Redford coming out of the final corner, and now down to the chase they go. 4.5 tenths right now down the chase. Redford is going to be looking for a big charge. It's just looking like it's not enough, but he can definitely still gain some more time through the final 2 corners. This is a big send by Redford, and he kept it in the track. 2 tenths now. Heading into the final corner, are we going to see a dive bomb of the centuries? Defensive line by Olsen. Redford not going to send it right there. Olsen through the final corner, just going to be escaping away with the race win of race number 2. Redford with the fastest lap of the race, 8 tenths faster that time by. And that was a hell of a drive by Will Redford on a last lap push. Definitely going to be happy about that race no matter what.
And Smith gets another race win then ahead of his championship rival Schnabel. I don't think there'll be enough points to overhaul Schnabel. He'll be very close now at the top of that amateur championship. It will be interesting to see what impact the job score makes as well, which will apply to the standings from the next round onwards. Zuayin is up to 17th. He had a very disappointing race to Zuayin. Poor start and then dropped further back, but he will at least get 17th place. But yeah, what a last lap that was from Redford. He was leaving nothing on the table, but yet, you know, protecting the championship whenever a crash there would have been costly. He just wanted that race win, and he came super close to it. And in the end, in hindsight, it was Marteau being ahead of him for 3 or 4 laps, which just kind of stalled him. Without that, he had the pace to catch up. Well, credit where credit's due to Olsen, because he really nailed that lap 1, and that's kind of what won in that race.
Yeah, absolutely. Fantastic race. Tobias Olsen definitely escaped with it, but that last lap was really hands down a all-and-out race by Will Redford, trying to go for 2 race wins. Beautiful drive by both of them. Tobias Olsen kept his ground, kept doing what he was, and he just left it all for Will Redford to put it out on the table. But that gap he had at the start of the race definitely paid off for him right there. But what a drive that we saw. Also, Aaron Smith, what a drive by him as well. 2 amateur race victories, and I believe that's the first time that he's gotten 2 class victories in the same day.
I think you might be right on that one. Yeah. Yeah, really good performance. And it seems like Smith and Schnabel, I think, are really going to dominate now in the amateurs. They seem to be far enough ahead of the rest.
They were on another level today. They were definitely on another level today. But, you know, it's always... sometimes it's just up to track. Sometimes it's up to luck. Sometimes it's up to some other things going on. As Will Redford just did the jump. And that was beautiful to see. Here is your race 2 results. Tobias Olsen takes the win ahead of Will Redford, who left it out all... He left everything out there on the track today, and you know, he tried to go for 2 race wins. Finished second in race number 2. Thiago Marteau finishes in 3rd, followed by Kevin Swenstra, Christopher Herberto, Max Bartolota, Jesper Sandstrom. Aaron Smith takes the amateur victory, clean sweeping today with 2 race wins in that class. They're followed by Lennart Schnabel, Nicholas Rasmussen, Oscar Christensen, Sven Newman, Carl Winkler, Justin Negret, Kostov, Malenchef, Florian Beer, Georgi Zuayan, Mats Biscard, Marcel Leclerc, Kambali Chani, Brett Accord, Valashev, Potapenko, Rickard Bobberg, Russ Fowler, Andy Moore, Jack Ray, Christian Glamstetter, Chris Rosencrantz, Brian Force, Brian Hotham, Alex Roggenbuck, Mickey Blyas, Martin Hansen, Nathan Nicholson, Stephen Verde, and Christian Engelhart at the back of our 36-car finishing position. Engelhart did not take the start. So Engelhart, he was in last race, and here's that Will Redford leaving it out on all the track, and that was a paper shredder right there. Oh my gosh.
That's great.
I literally think it's a requirement for all drivers at the end of a race at Bathurst to do that.
Well, I think it's impossible to actually land it in the F3 car. You know, it'll just disintegrate. But
somebody prove Sam wrong immediately, okay?
Well, yeah, I want someone to succeed. I'm willing to be wrong on this. I don't usually like being wrong, but I want to be wrong on this. I want to see someone perfect it. But yeah, it might be a bit too delicate, I think, these cars.
Well, Sam, speaking of completely being wrong, you were definitely not wrong. Today at the start of the race, you predicted Tobias Olsen to win, and Tobias Olsen did win race 2. So I'll let you talk with our race 2 winner.
Yes. What can I say? I'm very smart. Tobias, congratulations on that race 2 win. Let's take it back to race 1, however, because it was a pretty good qualifying for yourself, 2/10 off pole, and then that start seemed to really hinder you because you dropped down to 5th, and it was tricky to recover after that.
Yeah, first of all, thank you. Yeah, the first race there's a little bump in the road, so it's easy to spin up the tires off the grid, and yeah, that happened. And then I got kind of stuck behind Bartolotta and Christian, I think his name is Suyen. He's trying to make then the leaders was so far ahead, and I didn't have the pace tonight. I was fighting that car like I'm so sweaty right now. I think I'm gonna die. It was really crazy. Yeah, that was the first race.
And then race 2 got a lot better for you. Initially, I mean, it was a pretty good start initially, but then it all seemed to happen for you at the chase, where everyone seemed to go off the track in front of you, and you took the lead. I mean, what was going through your mind when that happened?
Yeah, I just came to the corner. I saw one car on the grass and one on the grass to the left and one to the right. I was like, okay. So it was, yeah. And then I just did it. I knew I was going to need to do some really good laps to keep the gap. And I had a few good laps. And then at the end, Will was catching at a pace that I could not match that. So I was throwing the car down for the S's. There I know I was quick in the S and then the dipper, and Forest Elbow I had such problems getting the car to turn in. So I don't know how I won this race. I think it was my best win ever. In terms of performance, it was crazy.
Yeah. I mean, we were riding on board with Will on that last lap, and yeah, the commitment that he had was absolutely insane. It was tricky to imagine how he could get that car so quick, but yeah. You did hang on to the race win. Was the championship playing a part in your mind at all? I mean, were you maybe reserving a little bit out there in that race too, so that, you know, because a crash, of course, would really cost you in the championship compared to, you know, maybe losing P1. Was that playing on your mind at all, or were you 100% just focusing on beating Will?
No, it was the championship in mind all the time. So if they catch me, I think I used to let him go past me. That was my mindset. But you always want to win, you know. So you always push. It was close, one lap there, but yeah, I made it. So perfect.
Yeah, congratulations. We've got Barcelona as the next round of the championship. Divides opinion a bit, but what's your thoughts on that place?
It will be interesting. Only done one race there before, I think, so it will be fun. So, yeah.
Awesome. Well, thanks for having a chat with us, Tobias. Is there anyone you'd like to give a shout out to?
Yeah, thanks to my team, Malkintech and Char, and you guys. Thanks.
Awesome. See you next time, Tobias.
See you.
Tobias Olsen there, your race 2 winner, along with also getting P3 in race 1. Austin, who are you going to have a chat with?
Well, we got to talk to Will Redford. He won race number 1, and he had such a giant charge to race number 2 to try to make it 2 for 2. But, Will, you're just short at the very end. But how was that final race? And, how was race number 1 as well?
I've got to say, I love this track. It's probably my favorite track on the service. I love getting up close to the walls, and I love pushing to the limit, as you saw today. But race 1 was a race of 2 halves. The first half was very much, it's sort of like a multi-class race, because obviously you had that massive pile up between everyone else. So there was a lot of lapped cars. There's a few of them that weren't getting out of the way. So it was a bit tricky to keep it on the road and keep the gap to Marteau. But obviously he had the bad luck with traffic as well, so it sort of evened itself out. And then the second half was just trying to keep the gap to Marteau and take the race win, which is what I did. As for the second race, the start was pretty chaotic, obviously with the reverse grid, so everyone's back where you shouldn't be. And then I was hoping that Marteau would have the pace to pull in Tobias, so I was bump drafting on the straights, trying to get him to reel him in, but I sort of realised with 3 laps to go that he wasn't going to do it, so I went for the move and I tried my best to pull him in, but I needed one more lap and I would have had him.
Yeah, one more lap or just two more corners, honestly. Was a fantastic push by you in that final lap, and we definitely saw that your love for the track and push of this car was showing itself as you had a 8/10 advantage on that last lap to Tobias Olsen. You were certainly leaving it out there all on the track. We certainly saw that after the race as well.
Yeah, definitely. There wasn't much left in that lap. That was pretty much on the limit.
Nah, if you wanted a perfection of a lap, that definitely was it. It was very awesome to see that. Well, Will, it was a race 1 victory, race 2 second place. I know you're definitely loving this track. Before I let you go to relax and breathe and get ready for next week, anyone you want to thank?
Yeah, thanks to you guys for the broadcast, as always. Shout out to my dad, I think he's probably watching, and shout out to my team, Drive Dead Racing.
Well, you certainly drove the car dead here today. Congrats on a great race, Will. And Sam is standing by with Aaron Smith.
Yes, our 2-time amateur race winner tonight, Aaron Smith, joins us in the commentary box. Congratulations, Aaron. That must be one of the most satisfying nights in this series for yourself, because it seemed to go fairly perfectly. I imagine there were a couple of imperfections, but at least from where we were sitting, you crucially managed to beat Lennart in both races, and a couple of race wins.
Yeah, it was a pretty good day all round. I think over the course of the whole session today, I was quicker than Lennart. I mean, I got pole in qualifying, and then race 1 pretty much caught up to him and overtook him and pulled away by the end. And then this race, I just got swallowed up, mainly because of my more high downforce setup. But I mean, there's nothing to complain about. I did the best I could and just about managed to avoid crashes.
Yeah. How were the crashes from your perspective? Because just thinking in race 1, I guess the pile-up, did it happen right behind you or right in front of you?
It was right in front of me. I was hoping you guys would catch my replay, because I think I was the only person to go through it and just about miss it, because I think it was Sven was spun round and I had to go on the grass to avoid it, and Justin ran up the back of me and I somehow didn't get any damage and just about made it through. And then everyone behind me was just gone, and it was just me and Schnebel battling for the whole race.
Yeah, I mean, it was. I'm not sure if you've seen the replay, but it was epic. I mean,
Oh,
it
yeah.
might be crash of the year, and it's the 8th of January, so it was big. We've got Barcelona next for the next round of the championship. I'm trying to think of the last if we've visited that track in these cars. I think we have done, because we did FR 2.0 in around that track, but I think we did F3 maybe a couple of seasons ago. But yeah, do you recall the last time we had that car track combo?
In my time in iRacing, I've never driven around Barcelona in a Formula 3 car, so for me it'll be a first. And I think the good thing as well is the historic layout, which is so much better, because you don't have the horrible final chicane, and it's just so much better to drive. So I'm actually pretty looking forward to it, and I think I can hopefully repeat the results I have done today.
We wish you the best of luck for that one, and I'm just looking at the standings at the moment, and I can confirm you are currently, you're now 15 points behind Lanearts. However, I don't think the drop score, oh no, the drop scores do apply, so you are 15 points behind with the drop score, so I mean, it's very even. You've certainly got a good chance at taking the title. Is there anyone you'd like to give a shout out to?
Jack, he was pretty good throughout this whole race. When he crashed out in race 1, unfortunately, he was just a really big help in terms of spotting for me. So, and he did pretty well in race 2 as well, not too bad. And to my parents for just supporting me throughout this whole thing and keep cheering me on.
Awesome. Well, thanks for having a chat with us, Aaron. And yeah, see you back in 7 days' time.
Thanks, guys.
Aaron Smith there, your race 1 and race 2 amateur winner. I think, Austin, we might be able to quickly have a quick chat with Cambrali Charney. I'm not sure if Austin's there, so I will drag up Cambrali Charney. Cambrali, can you hear me? Well, maybe people are just ignoring me at this point, because... oh no, have we got Cambrali? Can you hear me?
Hello?
Hello. You alright, Cambrali?
I'm alright, thank you. How are you? I'm sorry. Have I been on and have I just been quiet? I'm not sure.
No. It was only 10 seconds or so. It was absolutely fine.
I'm really sorry. I was watching the chaos pack from lap 1 and only I realized that I had gone in. I apologize.
No problem whatsoever. Take us through that lap 1 actually on race 1, because I mean we didn't see exactly what happened to you because it happened to so many cars. What was your points of view from it?
Yeah, so probably the trouble started in quali. I realized that I've gone into quali and I've not turned my brake bias up from my setup, and so I just wasn't able to get a good lap in and just started so far back down. And I think that's really what kind of put me in a really bad position with being involved with all of this. I get up, I think I started relatively well. I think I made up a few positions. And then at turn 4, I believe it is, I found those people on the wall already. And just before I got there, they had already been into the wall. So there was really nothing that I could do. I just went straight into them and just had to get a tow back. Because I know in the announcements section of the Discord, it said that the moment you do crash, the best thing to do is probably to just get a tow back. So unfortunate, just ended the race, I think 27th, I think it was. And I guess if we would have been able to survive that, it might have been a much better result than what we had.
Yeah, there were some drivers who were up like 25 odd positions, I think, after that lap 1. So yeah, you're unlucky not to get through. But race 2, how's that one? You moved up 7 places in the end. Did you have many good fights?
Yeah, and I think in the end, I probably could have managed to nick 19th place off of Marcel, but I've made a mistake and I've underfueled my car. So I only had enough fuel to get to the line. And even in the last lap, I was losing like, I don't know, 3 seconds a sector to, I can't remember who it was. But that's just really lucky, to be honest, to end up 20th. But I think, Marcel Leclerc, I believe it was, that I lost the position to. But in the end, it was a really good battle. I think I fought really hard with with the pace I had, and just this season is insane. Everyone is so quick. Looking at some of the times that the top 3 were putting in, just between Redford, Marteau, and Olsen, they're just in a completely different league. And it's almost like they're posting the lap times that I could only dream of. But I work harder, and just recently we were able to invest in a few more toys to hopefully give us a bit more performance. Some Fanatec stuff hopefully on the way soon. So perhaps that gives us 3/10 to fight with in the next few races. So there's something to look forward to.
Yeah, we certainly wish you the best of luck with that one, Cambrali. It's great to have you back in the championship. Is there anyone you'd like to give a shout out to?
Yeah, just you guys, obviously, for hosting this championship. It's an incredibly great platform. I can't see any other place where you have so many people of different caliber and such great talent spread out over a field on one track, where you get to race and push yourself against some of the best, I would say, on the iRacing platform. So a huge thank you to you guys. A huge thank you to my sponsors, Ben, to my team, and to all the fans from different places in the world that always come onto these streams and just give so much great support. I want to say a huge thank you to all of you people. I'm absolutely honored. It's an absolute privilege. Thank you.
Awesome. Well, best of luck for next time, Cambrali. We'll see you then.
Thank you. I'm quite happy to be back.
Cambrali Charney there, finishing in 27th and 20th positions tonight. So I think that pretty much rounds out our this broadcast. Of course, do make sure to leave a like on this video, and also subscribe to Apex Racing TV to catch more of our races. We've got the 3.5, which is just on in a few minutes, where Austin will be commentating on that one. So quickly head over to that to see if he curses any more drivers. And of course, tomorrow we've got the IGP phone, we've got Spec Racer 4, we've got Mazda Cup in a few weeks. That's not on Monday, but on Tuesday we do have a GT3 Pro Trophy. Should have Apex Racing Academy Porsche Cup on Wednesday, Apex Racing League Touring Car Britain on Thursday, and lots of other racing as well. So do make sure to check out the channel and also our social media platforms as well, on Twitter, Instagram and Facebook. But for now, from myself, Sam Fitzpatrick, from Austin Knight and from Mark Chanter, we are going to say goodbye, and we'll see you next time out at Barcelona. See you then.
Virtual Racing School was developed to provide support to the next generation of sim racers. No matter if you're a rookie or veteran or what car or track you'll be racing, our goal is to provide training every step of the way. We found that iRacing can be quite difficult without proper training. there needed to be a way to prepare for on-track racing. With VRS, you can literally learn from the best sim racers in the world, including 4-time NASCAR iRacing World Champion Ray Alfala,
And Ray Alfala is a 4-time champion of the NASCAR Peak Antifreeze iRacing Series.
3-time iRacing Grand Prix World Champion Martin Kroenke,
Martin Kroenke becomes a 3-time world champion.
Rallycross World Champion Mitchell de Jong,
Mitchell de Jong is now champion for the iRacing Rallycross World Championship Series.
and many other top sim racers. Data packs include everything you need to start learning. Our World Championship coaches create the data packs by setting a hot lap or a series of fast laps for you to compare, analyze, and replicate. Data packs also include a tutorial where the coach points out techniques they use to hit the fast lap. This gives you access to the latest driving techniques and setups before you even hit the track. Sign up for a free account and download the VRS telemetry logger. With this application running seamlessly in the background, your laps automatically start syncing to the VRS website. From there, you can analyze and compare 2 laps of your choice, whether it's your data, the coaches, or your teammates. VRS will automatically target improvement opportunities so you can get up to speed even faster. VRS also makes it easy for you to request and schedule one-on-one or group coaching sessions. These sessions can range from 30 to 90 minutes, and you can select the car, track, and setup combination of your choice. Visit virtualracingschool.com today to sign up and get started.